Hey, how's it going? This week we were assigned a project to record ourselves explaining the central nervous system and kind of some of its functions and some different things that go along with that. So we're going to start with like I said, the central nervous system, and that consists of your brain and your spinal cord. That, of course, the brain is kind of your central processor. It controls everything. It's the master organ in the brain. The brain will do whatever it wants to keep itself alive. The spinal cord, of course, that comes off the brain, and that has all the cranial nerves and everything on it that kind of helps run the body. There's also what's called the peripheral nervous system, and that's split into two different divisions. One is the somatic nervous system, which governs our voluntary movements. So that's anything that you do voluntarily. When you reach to pick up a pencil, or you move to touch your nose or your head, or anything you consciously have to think about before you can do. Then there's the autonomic system, and this controls your involuntary motions, such as breathing, your heartbeat, things like that. Things that you don't think about every day. You might every once in a while, am I breathing? Or whatever, but you actually breathe when you're not thinking about it. That is your autonomic nervous system. Now, this is split into two different parts. Actually, the system splits into two several times, but we'll get to that. The first one of these systems is the sympathetic system. The second is the parasympathetic system. Each of these has a different response, and there's an easy way to remember both of them. Okay, so the first one we're going to talk about is the sympathetic. This is the one everybody knows the way to remember of it. It's also called your fight or flight system, and this prepares your body for stressful situations. Things that can cause that are getting scared, your tones go off at work, somebody's fighting it or trying to fight with you in the bar, some health issues, and basically what that does is going to cause an increase in your heart rate, which is going to cause an increase in your blood pressure. Your blood sugar is also going to go up, and your pupils are going to get dilated, which means they're going to get real big. So basically what it means is, and the reason it got the nickname fight or flight, is because you're basically going to have two responses to this. When this system kicks in, if you ever watched a horror film, we'll start with Scream. Every time the heroine gets attacked, there are two responses she has. She either runs away like a scared little girl, or she decides to kick the guy in the nuts and go from there. That's why it's called fight or flight. You're either going to stand and fight, or you're going to run away or fight. The other system, before I move on, this is located near the lumbar region of your spinal cord, so lower back, right below the rib cage is your lumbar region, and that's where that originates from. The other system in the autonomic nervous system is your parasympathetic system. This is also called your feed or breathe system. Bear with me, this one works. Kind of a little different to explain. It controls all the vegetative functions in your body, such as when you maintain a normal heart rate and blood pressure. Things like when you're sleeping, the parasympathetic is over the nervous or the sympathetic system, and this causes a decrease in your heart rate, a decrease in your blood glucose level. It actually increases your digestive activity, and your pupils will constrict or get really small. Good way to think about this is, and the reason it's got its name is, think about the nickname, feed or breed. So every time you've eaten, specifically I find it's really, really easy to figure this out after you've sat down for an hour or so at the Chinese buffet. You get that really full, tired feeling. Or after you've had some adult fun time with your significant other, you always kind of just lay there, you're all relaxed, your heart rates drops and it goes back to normal. That's your feed or breed or parasympathetic system. So some things that are going to cause this, so like I said, parasympathetic is going to be caused by eating, sympathetic, being scared. Some other things that can cause that is also like running, exercise. You work out, everything goes up. And parasympathetic, sleeping. And that's going to give you, like I said, different responses, such as hanging around and running, hence the shoe, or standing your ground and fighting. So some things that can affect this. With some people, you have overactive sympathetic systems, so they give parasympathetic agonist, which is going to increase your parasympathetic system. This is going to cause your blood pressure and your heart rate to stay within normal limits. Some issues that can go with that is sometimes if you're having a medical emergency and your blood pressure and your heart rate are supposed to go up, to compensate for it, the drugs you're on aren't going to allow you to. Another one they can give you is a parasympathetic antagonist, which stops the sympathetic system from... it actually kind of increases the sympathetic system, not the parasympathetic. So it's going to increase your blood pressure or and increase your heart rate. This is seen kind of with patients that have chronically low blood pressure. That's about all I've got for you. I couldn't really think of another way to explain the two systems than that. I hope this video helped you out, and I hope you enjoyed it, and stay classy.